Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is January the 18th, 2025. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing pretty good. Today has been going well. It's been a nice, productive, dare I say, kinetic Saturday. Started off a little bit slow. Last night I was just so tapped out. Like the day had ran so late, I didn't even wind up cooking. I just had like a little bag of nuts, and that was about it. Um, but after a little bit of a slower start, I was like an hour late to like when I usually like to go do laundry. I got up and got at it, and pretty much from there we did that into the gym. In between that, I did get some Scooters coffee. We love that, and yeah, it's been nice. It's been a good day. I feel like I pushed it harder at the gym today. It was nice because I kind of just made the time to do so that felt good. And yeah, I think. Oh, and we also hit weight wise like a new low, so that was cool. 220, though I'm sure I will not be there for very long. I'm gonna go out and eat tonight, of course. You know me. You know how I like to do. But yeah, so I'm still happy. It's one of those things where um, I don't know, maybe about a week or so ago, internally, I was like, man, it feels like I'm plateauing again, and this really fucking sucks. But then I realized, like, yes, in some ways you are plateauing, but there's still a chance that we look at our body like a few months from now and we still notice changes, even though, like, hey, maybe the weight is still going to fluctuate around the 220s, 230s. That being said, that doesn't mean that I don't need to make changes and tweaks, but I think I just need to have a little bit of patience with the diligence. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I said, not much to really report on the food corner. So let's go ahead and do our startup and get into some news. Oh, and did I did I boot up the PlayStation 5? Yes, I did. I gamed for maybe about 30 minutes before I was like too tired. Also, I played a little bit of Marvel Rivals, but I'm scared to queue up with other people because I don't want to get flamed for being bad, y'all. Like I don't know, man. I've never been a gamer in the sense of like a good gamer. Like I've always been a like guy who's at the lower end of it. I'm just too casual, I guess. I don't know. So now at 34, I just don't want to get flamed by some like I don't know, 17-year-old asshole kid who's just like super cracked at the game and has nothing better to do. But hey, yeah, you'll have to take it. That's just how it goes. Anyway, let me finish this break or startup, I should say. All right, all right. From ABC News, gunman shoots dead two judges in Iran's capital. State media reports. A man fatally shot two prominent hardline judges in Iran's capital Saturday in a rare attack targeting the judiciary, state media reported. The judges, clerics Mohammed Mogadishe, I'm going to say Mogadishe, and Ali Razini, both died in the shooting. The state run IRNA news agency reported. A bodyguard for one of the judges also was wounded. The gunman later killed himself, the IRNA said. Rizzini was once targeted in a failed assassination attempt in 1999. Both judges were known for prosecuting and giving harsh sentences to activists over the past decades. So, I mean, you can say RIP. If I'm being honest, full disclosure, do I feel that bad about guys like this dying? No, I don't. These were judges who really were so adherent to their religious law that they're like, hey, we are down to just lock you up and not just lock you up, kill you for doing whatever the fuck you did. However big or small that grievance was, it's worth you dying because that's just how we roll. That's how we operate here. And yeah, that's not something I never feel good about. So, I'm not going to be shedding any tears or rolling out any, tots and pears for these guys, if I'm being honest. But, I get it if people are out there, maybe our family or whatever. But, yeah. Anyway, let's go ahead and move on to the next story from the BBC. Imran Khan jailed for 14 years in corruption case. Former Pakistani Prime Minister Imran Khan has been sentenced to 14 years in prison over a corruption case, in the latest of a series of charges laid against him. It is the longest valid jail sentence the cricket star turned politician, who has been detained since August of 2023, has received. He has faced charges in over 100 cases, ranging from leaking state secrets to selling state gifts, all of which he has decried as politically motivated. And y'all, at this point, I'm inclined to agree with Khan on this. I think this is definitely the definition of judicial overkill, or political overkill to get what you want. If you're the Pakistani government, and I guess military too, by a bit of proxy, because I'm sure they're involved in some way in terms of influencing this. But I mean, these are the people who put Khan on. And, I've said this, how I feel about Khan. I feel like he is a populist. I feel like he was saying things to get what he wanted, and he didn't care about switching sides to do it as long as the people were rocking with it. But the thing is, people still like Khan. They still love him. There's still a lot of people in the PCI, that, his group, his party, his political party, that are still riding and dying for him, and they want him to be released. And, I think trying to bury him in this kind of way with all this, judicial bullshit, it just feels almost extra legal. I don't know. I mean, at the end of the day, if he's, on the hook for doing this kind of shit, I think it's bribes or for land. Yeah. Khan and his wife, Bashura Bibi, were accused of receiving a parcel of land as a bribe from a real estate tycoon through the Al Qadir Trust, which the couple had set up while he was in office. In exchange, the investigator said, Khan used £190 million, or $232 million, repatriated by the UK's National Crime Agency to pay the tycoon's court fines. So, I mean, yeah, that's some illegal activity. You probably got him dead to rights from this shit. But also, you already have him on a bunch of other shit. He's beaten, I think a couple of the cases, but it seems like most of them have stuck from what I've heard. So, I don't know. Once again, this is another guy I don't feel bad about personally, even though I know a lot of people do feel passionately about him. Actually, I was scrolling through Facebook, and a food review guy, I forget the name. It's a mullet review. I think it's the name of his page. But he goes to a bunch of restaurants or whatever. And he went to this halal place. And literally in the restaurant was this big picture of Imran Khan. Him, with the cricket, trophy and shit. And I was like, holy shit, dude. I don't know. It clicked for me because I'm just a guy from Ohio. I don't know who that fucking guy is. I'm sure the guy there didn't really know who that guy was, unless someone told him. So it's interesting to see that's yeah, man, clearly motherfuckers fuck with this guy heavy. He kind of has a Jordan level in the cricket scene, and he used that influence, or at least the military used that influence with him to get him where he was. And then when he turned and switched up, they're like, nah, man, you're done. You're done. You don't got the juice anymore. And now he's in jail for a very, very long time. As well as his wife, too, which is also another aspect of this that I know, Khan has spoken out about. It's hey, you can do whatever you want to me, but the fact that you're doing this to my wife is a whole other level of fucked up, right? So, I think there's also, some credence to that from some people. So yeah, a little bit of update on our guy, Imran Khan. I say our guy, I feel like times have changed. I don't know. You bury a person alive and it changes the narrative, right? It does. You can't help it. That's why you gotta be fucking careful with that, dude, Turn a man into a fucking symbol, and that's on you, dude. Anyway, let's move on. Let's talk about some fucking rats. Rats. From ABC 13 Eyewitness News. Drugs from 3,600 cases tainted by HPD evidence room rat infestation. DA's office says. The Harris County District Attorney's Office has notified attorneys in thousands of criminal cases that rats have been eating drug evidence. The problem, made public on Friday, has prompted a major review in the first weeks of a new administration. I really don't think this is going to compromise any convictions, but it's important for the defense to know about. The DA's General Counsel Joshua Reese said. On Monday, the DA's office notified defense attorneys on 3,600 open cases, including capital murder cases that involve drug evidence held in a vault at Houston Police Department Narcotics Evidence Room, or NER, where rats have been found. The NER is a series of vaults or large rooms, Reese explained, located at 1200 Travis in downtown Houston. Among the 3,600 cases, rats have compromised evidence in only one open case related to two defendants, Reese said. Their defense attorneys got a notice that stated certain narcotics evidence associated with your case has been affected. Apparently, rats love to kind of get into these situations, and they will eat the cocaine, they will eat the marijuana, they will eat the PCP. They're just down to fucking party, dude. And in terms of the weed, I don't know why that was one I really kind of focused on, but apparently, there's the jury's still out on whether or not they're getting high off of that, because you're eating raw weed. That doesn't do anything. But why do they want to eat it, right? Are they getting anything out of it? Well, I don't know. But essentially, they're attracted to it because it might have bugs on it. So that might be an allure for them. Or maybe it's like a catnip. I don't know. Once again, I know there's studies out there. I'm still new to this research field here in terms of, are the rats getting high off of weed? I want to know. Tell me how. But yeah, I just found this story to be pretty interesting. I think that they have narcotics evidence that's backlogged up to even 2015 that they are now trying to kind of get rid of, sort through, to kind of condense, minimize, and maybe get in there and kind of deal with this infestation of rats. Hold on, let me read this quote here. We've got 400,000 pounds of marijuana in storage that the rats are the only ones enjoying, Houston Mayor John Whitmer quipped on Friday. You know what? Give that shit to the people, bro. Okay? Let the people smoke it. Otherwise, the rats are gonna fucking eat it. That's what I say. Okay? God damn. Anyway, let's move on to our last story. We gotta hit the slopes, if you will, and hopefully the slopes don't hit back. Anyway, let's go ahead and take our last break, and we'll close it out. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right. From the guard. Sorry, that was bad. Did you sit close to the mic? I'm so sorry. Making zombie noises. From the Guardian. 10 people hurt, 2 seriously, after ski lift collapse at Spanish resort. Now, maybe this is me being geographically stupid. I would not think that Spain is the place to be skiing, but hell yeah. I mean, hey, if the snow is good, if the powder is white, baby, we're gonna hit those slopes, bruh. I don't know. I've never skied. I've never snowboarded. I've tubed at Perfect North Slopes. I've done that before. Anyway, 10 people have been hurt. 2 of them seriously after a ski lift collapsed at a resort in northeast Spain, hurling dozens of passengers into the snow below. Although initial reports said 35 people had been injured on Saturday at the Pyrenean resort of Aston in the Aragon region, the figures were later revised down. By 4 p.m. local time, the regional emergency services said 30 people had been involved in the accident, of whom 10 were taken to the hospital. They said 2 people had been badly injured, 2 others had required urgent attention, and 6 more were being treated. 20 others were given the all clear at the accident site. Miguel Angel Clavero, we're going to say Clavero, the head of the Aragon Emergency Services, said the accident appeared to have been caused by a failure in the ski lift return system, which produced a breakdown in tension. So I imagine that would be very scary. I've never been on a ski lift. No, I haven't. At Perfect North, once again, talking about my tubing experience, the way you got up the slope was this escalade, like not an escalator, but like it was like a flat escalator, I guess you could say. The words are escaping me, but essentially it would just like, slide you on up, and then you hopped on your tube and you slid your way down. So that's how it worked for me. I've never been on a ski lift. Anytime I've been on or had like just thought about it, I it would freak me out because I don't have a bad fear of heights, but I do have a fear of falling. So the idea of like, oh my God, I'm in the ski lift. Oh, I'm gonna go down like do my little thing, and then like no way. That's trauma. I couldn't do it. So condolences to the people there. Hopefully, none of those seriously injured becomes like anything lethal, fatal. But yeah, that is where I'll leave it for today. If you're listening on TikTok, this might be the last episode. So, maybe this is Happy Trails. Maybe this is Arrivederci. But I'm on YouTube. You can find me there. You can find me on Spotify. So there's options. You can find me. I'm still there. Also, a little bit of last minute. Trump says, hey, once again, I might do a 90-day ban, but who knows? Who knows? I will report on that when I get more full understanding of what's to come from the TikTok. But yeah, that's where I'll leave it for today. If you'd like to help out, support the effort, I do have a Patreon, patreon.com/IsaiahNews. Become a newsie today. Free ways to hit me up, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com. Feel free to follow me or the podcast on any of the socials. The Instagram, the Facebook, the Twitter, or X, whatever you want to fucking call it these days. Let's see. Once again, YouTube, hit that subscription button. Leave a like. Leave a cool comment. You can do it on Spotify. Sharing is caring on either of those, or whatever platform you're listening on right now. So yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks so much for being a friend, and hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.